What makes your child unique, different, who they are? Today we're going to look at the last 4 temperament traits, RIMS. And just like rims on the glasses, the way of seeing things, we're going to look at how these 4 temperament traits impact who your child is and how they are in life. So the R is first reaction, I, intensity, M, their mood, and S, sensitivity. We'll look at those 4 now in this session. So R, the first reaction a child has in any situation. Some children are more easy to approach a situation with enthusiasm and enter in, and some children tend to have a more withdrawal reaction first of all. It's just how they uniquely are. For the child who finds it hard to enter into a new situation, they maybe are a little bit standoffish with strangers. They don't like being new and in different situations. And of course, it can be possible to see those children as being shy. They make it hard for them perhaps to make friends first of all. But we need to recognize this is part of who a child is, their first reaction. So that is the R of RIMS. The how we see life, first of all, is the R. I, intensity. The strength of how the child responds in a situation. You know, some children are really full on happy, and then when things are bad, full on sad and life is terrible, whereas other children are sort of just more easygoing on how things are. So for the child who has this strong intensity where there is no middle ground, it's actually easy for those children to gain attention. But some people will experience their behaviour as over the top and might be frustrated or impatient with them. And for the child who has sort of a lower level of intensity, it can be possible that that child can be overlooked, particularly if there's a child of strong intensity in space at the same time. R, first reaction, I, intensity, M, mood. What is the child's mood, their general disposition? Some children have a happier, sunnier disposition, more sort of Pollyanna type of optimism to life, whereas other children are more serious and perhaps might even cry more easily. And for the children who are of a more serious demeanour, they can sometimes be seen as perhaps daydreaming or even being seen as unfriendly or unhappy, which maybe isn't the case. They're just maybe a more serious personality. And the S of our RIMS word today is a child's level of sensitivity. Some children are emotionally more sensitive, but also children can be higher or lower in their level of sensitivity to the sensory input. Things like what they see, the amount of light, for instance, particularly if lights are bright and flashing, sense of taste, smell. Texture is a big one, both the clothes that a child is wearing, but also how they feel about being touched, particularly, you know, other people that they don't know well being too close to them. Some children really find it difficult to have to line up, for instance, as some schools of older mindset have of still getting children to line up. For a child with tactile sensitivity, that having other children close to them can be really uncomfortable. And for the child who has a lower level of sensitivity, they can sleep through loud noises. They also don't feel the cold easily. Those are children who you're saying, put a jersey on, put a cardigan on, and maybe they're really not feeling the cold at all. So to go through again through RIMS, how we see life, this is impacted by our first reaction, our intensity, our mood, and also our sensitivity. All these things influence who our children are and how they react to different contexts. So next week we're going to look at this again. What does this mean? Both radar that we did last week and RIMS today. We'll put it all together and think about how this impacts who our children are and how that impacts our parenting too. So join in with me next week, but love to get your questions and comments in the meantime.